Going out to a nice restaurant is a luxury enjoyed by almost everyone, but with the age-old tradition has come an enormous amount of restaurants catering to every cuisine imaginable. In order to attract more customers, some restaurants have adopted unusual and just straight-up weird practices to serve up a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Visiting these restaurants will make you forget all about the food. Let's get started. Hajime Robot Restaurant. Many dining experiences are really expensive for the average person, but the Hajime Robot Restaurant in Thailand is both affordable and utterly unique. A Japanese barbecue-style restaurant, the twist, as the name suggests, is that the staff of this restaurant are robots. Not the scary Terminator types, but more the fun Chuck E. Cheese types, with a dancing samurai robot gliding up and down the aisles to deposit orders to the tables of the guests. At an average of roughly $15 for all you can eat, Hajime is inviting to all and unlike any other restaurant you've ever seen. Guests order from touchscreens and aren't just treated to dinner, but also some top-quality live entertainment. Makes you wonder if there will even be people working in restaurants in the future. Kabuki Cavern. If you thought robot waiters were the strangest sort of server, be ready to go bananas over the hair-raising staff of Kabuki Cavern, the only restaurant in the world with waiters of a different species. Here, guests have their drinks and hot towels presented to them by a staff of intelligent monkeys. The fascinating part is, the monkeys weren't originally trained to replace human workers, but instead, they were wild and began imitating the original staff of the restaurant one day on their own to make fun of them. Many years later, they're so fully integrated into the restaurant that they've become its main selling point. And how could they not be? After all, you're not going to be served by our primate cousins, or any other animal for that matter, anywhere else in the world. The monkeys aren't allowed to bring food to tables for health reasons, but the staff swears that they can understand orders perfectly. Plus, patrons are too busy marveling over the monkeys to begin with, to care that a regular human is the one bringing over the actual meals. When not on the clock, the monkeys enjoy the soybeans they get paid, just adding to the unusual human behavior on display at Kabuki Cavern. Cafe Ikan. Pet cafes where people pet cute dogs or cats while sipping their morning coffee have become extremely popular worldwide. But Cafe Ikan in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam takes the concept to a whole new and pretty weird level. This unique cafe is flooded in 25 centimeters of clear water, through which hundreds of fish swim around the feet of patrons as they munch on their meal. If you're thinking that nobody would ever go in there and let their shoes get ruined, you're right. People have to remove their shoes and thoroughly wash their feet before entering. Still, the water is cleaned through a triple filtration system that replaces half the fish water every hour in order to maintain pristine clarity that creates the illusion of the fish actually flying above the water. Sky Lodge. A lot of restaurants are considered high-end, but some restaurants, like the Sky Lodge in South America and Feng Wang Restaurant in China, take the term to a whole new level. Not for the faint of heart, these restaurants are the only two in the world dangling over the sides of cliffs. Even though the South American version came first, the Chinese Feng Wang is a much larger and more luxurious take on the idea of building a glass structure right on the side of a cliff. The capsule near Cuzco, known as the Sky Lodge, doubles as a hotel and is made for adrenaline junkies to experience what it's like to stare down the side of a massive mountain from dusk till dawn. However, Feng Wang Restaurant is part of a much larger city of Yingcheng, where all buildings are built along cliff sides. So aside from tourists, the regulars are quite used to the dropping view and likely have gotten over their fear of heights. Literally. Villa Escudero Waterfalls Restaurant. The Villa Escudero restaurant, tucked away in the Philippines, is truly an unbelievable sight to behold. Hidden below the Labason Falls, the jungle-themed restaurant provides guests from all over the world a dining experience they're sure to remember. While conversations might be difficult when you're right next to the roar of millions of gallons of water crashing down, there really isn't much more talking going on anyway, as everyone's mouth is agape in awe at the waterfall. Hopefully, they're not too worried about their meals getting wet. Would you visit this place? Let me know in the comments below. Before we continue with the video, we just wanted to make sure you are subscribed. Oh, you aren't subscribed? That is awkward. Can you subscribe, please, to make sure that this isn't awkward? Are you subscribed? Cool, let's continue with the video. Dinner in the Sky. If you're scared of heights, the idea of dining while dangling 180 feet above the ground would probably be the furthest thing from a romantic night out for you. But for those with nerves of steel and a taste for gourmet adventures, dinner in the sky is exactly that. Giving a whole new meaning to the phrase pop-up restaurant, the traveling restaurant lifts a platform big enough to carry a waiter, chef, and a table for 22 on a massive crane. Originally starting in Belgium, Dinner in the Sky has floated patrons above the skylines of cities in countries all over the world, including the US, France, Malta, Australia, and more. Dinner in the Sky is available to rent out for anyone crazy enough to want to. The unique experience also comes with its own photographer to capture your gravity-defying dinner, although it's unlikely you'd need photos to remember something as unconventional as this. And while the view provided by this restaurant may be out of this world, you'd better make sure not to drop your fork or you're not getting it back. Giraffe Manor. The Giraffe Manor is a restaurant located in Nairobi, Kenya, and is a genuinely wild combination of safari and luxury resort unlike any other. Located on a huge piece of land, the 10-room manor contains every luxury a hotel could offer, along with some guests that no other hotel shares. As their name suggests, guests constantly interact with Rothschild giraffes who love to poke their heads in and get fed alongside the amazed humans inside. Giraffe Manor's also teeming with hundreds of other exotic species of African fauna. While giraffes might seem scary with their towering height, the giraffes here are incredibly loving, even kissing the guests nice enough to feed them by hand. When the manor was established in the 1970s, there were only 90 Rothschild giraffes left worldwide, but thanks to the effort of this wild hotel, that number has increased to more than 650 just on the property. Much of the funds for this conservation come from the manor, where a single night stay costs $920, including your every need being catered to. That means room, bed, entertainment, and of course, giraffes. Ita Undersea Restaurant. This restaurant, named Ita Undersea, pulled right from a sci-fi setting, with a 5-star restaurant located 5 meters below the surface of the ocean, where diners sit under a single 275-piece of glass dome, separating them from the exotic Indian Ocean above, providing a 270-degree view to accompany their meals. Guests are mesmerized by the bluish hue of sunlight filtering from above as tropical fish and sharks dance above their heads and right beside them. With seafood being the specialty of this restaurant, you can't help but wonder if the fish are relieved it isn't them on the plate. Ice Restaurant. Finland is a country that borders the Arctic Circle, making the people there accustomed to long, sunless winters and below-freezing temperatures nearly year-round. With an environment like that, humans adapt and make the most of what they've got. And the Lapland Ice Hotel is certainly the very best. An intricately carved hotel made entirely from 400 tons of ice, freshly built every year when the temperature starts dropping, Lapland is a location unlike any other on the planet. Tourists brave enough to endure the bitter cold to experience the unique designs return every year to a brand new hotel, with brand new bars and restaurants inside, to be amazed by how incredible the new sculptures and ever-changing architecture endure in such a challenging environment. Every new year brings a new theme, meaning the ice bars and ice restaurants feature new themed drinks, decor, and of course, dishes every winter, meaning that a meal here is the very definition of a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Roller Rink Restaurant. Roller skating rinks were a staple of pop culture throughout the late 20th century, but since have largely faded into obscurity. That is, except for this hotspot in Xinjiang, China, where waiters masterfully balance full trays of food and drinks while gracefully gliding along the marble floors in retro roller skates. You need to be really good to get a job here, as most inexperienced skaters spend most of their time face-planting into the ground. So imagine the difficulty of having to quickly deliver orders while balancing on wheels. Of course, this attraction brings in all manner of customers from around the world, as this is a totally unique version of dinner and a show. Where would you go out for dinner? Let us know in the comments. Also, if you don't like this video, there will be a huge spider under your bed tonight.